plans like we used to, 10,000 years ago, and it'd be my plan versus your plan, and you got the food this year, well, we're going to come up with all your heads because we didn't fuck with food. And I think any kind of division of man, woman, humanity, is not of God. So when I look at a political situation or I look at a social situation, and where I see injustice, I see it from the perspective of moral order. So you could, like they say, sanity, and I'm paraphrasing, sanity is the ability to hold two contradictory ideas at the same time. So I can think somebody's an idiot or misguided, and I can still love them as a brother and sister. It doesn't mean I have to give all my money to them out of guilt, and it doesn't mean I have to let them come into my house and take whatever they want. So if you don't have a moral compass, then what do you have? You have someone else, man or woman, telling you what morality is. And I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Because history has shown, give a man or a woman too much power and they'll abuse it. Look at my profession. You see constantly where people abuse their power. You got people running around committing crimes that 50 years ago would have canceled out their career. Goodbye. And now they're almost celebrated because of how they've survived something immoral without true atonement. Now that's not for me to judge. And if the public decides to accept and forgive that person, that's between them and the artist. So I can respect somebody and at the same time not judge them in the same perspective I would judge spiritually, but I can judge and say that's wrong. And I think that's what's really difficult right now about what we're going through in the world is we see constant challenges of our own inner morality. We have the U.S. government freaking out about something as horrific as a school shooting, and we should. And then yet, there's how many kids have been killed in drone strikes? Why are we not marching in the streets saying, no, this is not right? How can we have a shifting morality? That's my point. So when you say, where does this come from? It comes from my own heart, which is, that's wrong. That's wrong. Last night, Mike ended up having dinner with us because Gio saw him running down the street because he was trying to chase a dog who was stuck in traffic. That's because Mike's a good person and he cares about animals. No one had to tell him, hey, go do that. His own heart told him, that's what I need to do. That's morality. And I think, to sort of cycle it back to something more apparent, that's what this band's about. It stands as something different than the same fucking shit over and over and over again, and it's crammed down the public's throat as being somehow different, and it's not. So we can exist as a business. Like, we love this opportunity. We thank you for coming and helping us in that way. And we hope to give something back. There's nothing wrong. And the kids who didn't want to pay, or people who didn't want to pay, well, they'll come to that show. If they didn't want to pay, they go on the internet and listen to it for free. We don't care that way. So that's what it takes to run a moral business. The old record business is, how do I exploit you? Billy, James, Darcy, Jimmy. Oh, don't eat anymore? Goodbye. See ya.
Sure. I heard that you are writing a memoir, and so I heard you were writing a memoir, and just kind of wanted to know why you decided to do that, and I guess tell us a little bit about it.
I don't know. I wanted to share my story. I don't need to share my story. I just wanted to. I think it comes from the same part of me that wants to write songs, which is particular perspective, and the book's written from a perspective of a public life through a spiritual lens as opposed to a public life through a celebrity lens. So the book doesn't name names, and when I went and got the book deal, I said I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say so and so did this at this time. Everybody's under a code name. You want to figure out who they are, well, that's your business. But I'm not writing the book to make it about all that. I'm just saying, how does a boy that was born into this get from here to there to there to there to here? That's it. And if you want something from that, then that's it.
Adriana, do you want to ask your question?
Okay, you're trying the tea. So I just wanted to know your preference, your favorite flavor.
What are they drinking? The stimulus blend?
Yeah.
I like this rocket fuel. I try not to drink a lot of caffeine, but the guy I work with in Chicago is fantastic. Beautiful guy. His whole approach is trying to raise the level of tea to like wine, where you can have this other level of experience, and I think that sort of starts to touch on that. One more.
Your name?
I think the process of doing a record actually helps you find the center. I know in the beginning of doing Oceania we struggled because we all had an idea of what we wanted to do, and we didn't end up doing it. But I would say that the album turned out, because we let it happen, was far better than the album thought we would. And that's the same thing I have to learn. I mean, people consciously or unconsciously for years when the band came back was like, can you do another Siamese Dream 2, or can you do this, or I like this kind of song. You do it. None of those songs were created out of it. So that I had to learn that lesson for the ninth time, which was you just write what you write, and sometimes they object, and don't sing every word tonight, and then we'll play other songs where it's like people are looking at their watch. I mean, it's really hard to say why one is great and one is not so great. But the song always comes from the place of just letting it happen. This band is a far different band musically and emotionally than the original version of the band. And if we sat around for hours trying to be that other band, A, we couldn't, B, we don't sound very good, because it's not really our thing. If the original version of the band was very much about density, this band is really about space. So I've had to sort of take a totally different journey, which is how do I make space work within the rock and roll dynamic? How do we take a song like Oceania or Quasar and play it amongst all those other songs that it actually kind of all fits together? And that's been a great journey. We're excited. We're planning on starting recording in the fall. I've been writing songs already, so could be interesting. More metal. How much time we got? 2 minutes.
Good question. I'm Rudy. This is my wife, Amy. We go to Vegas all the time, and we like to go to the Hard Rock. And we're talking to one of the casino dealers one time, and we're talking about you and how big of a fan I am. He's like, yeah, he comes in here all the time. He likes to play roulette. Real nice guy. And I'm just asking if that's true.
That is true. Actually, I learned the Jimmy Chamberlain roulette system. Because I was never a gambler, and Jimmy said, I'll show you my system. Jimmy's system is you pick 5 numbers. And I know it's not 30, but 35 numbers on the board. But you pick 5 numbers. How does it work? Basically, if you pick 5 numbers and you play the same numbers every time, it would take you 7 spins before you sort of run out of your odds. Does that make sense?
35.
Well, eventually it hit, I guess.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, since it's time 35.
You should,
Yeah.
okay, within 7 spins, you should hit 1 time. If you hit 1 time, you're back to 0. So if you hit
35.
ahead of the 7 spins, you're ahead. And if you don't, then, but I mean, it kind of works. So the first, whatever umpteen times I played roulette, I would win. I wouldn't win big, but I would win, $100, $50. So then we're in Vegas together, and I go to play with Jimmy. And I say, well, I've been using your system and it's been working. Oh, what system is that? 5 numbers. Oh, okay, whatever. He just puts chips everywhere. He's totally into winning. So he'll bet 20 chips at a time. Corners. but he doesn't really play a winning strategy. He'll just win to keep winning, but he doesn't really win. And I'm like, you're not Jimmy Chamberlain's sister. He goes, oh. So, that's a little insight into our relationship. Right? And one other quick story. I actually at the Hard Rock, I decided one night, okay, I'm going to gamble. I've never gambled big. I mean, people like Michael Jordan stuff, I've heard crazy, Charles Barkley, like crazy stories of what they'll bet. You know, like crazy money.
20 grand a hand or something.
I've heard these stories, but I can't say they're true, because I've not seen it myself. I did gamble with Dennis Rodman one night. He was crazy thousands of dollars at the time, and I saw that win. A lot of money. So I said, right, okay, I'm gonna gamble tonight. I've never gambled, so I get $10,000, and I'm losing. I'm down $7 grand, right? And then I hit 2 numbers in a row, and I win $11,000 like that. Boom. And all of a sudden, here comes the pit boss. Stop. Says, you're over betting in the box. And I said, yeah, but you didn't stop me from over betting in the box when I was losing. And he goes, how much do you think you lost in over betting? And I go, probably about $1 grand. And he goes, hands me $1 grand. He goes, so we even? I go, and he says, well, you can't over bet anymore. Okay, good, we're done. $1,000 back. Hard rock, good place to gamble. All right, guys.